distinguished guests, respected teachers, my dear students, hard-working hospitality employees, beloved customers, honorable leaders, and the society at large. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you may be. It is with a heart full of gratitude that I welcome you to this special session. Today, we are going to explore something that looks small but holds tremendous value in the world of hospitality, the tip. Now, I ask you all, how many of you have given a tip before? And how many of you have received a tip before? Yes, whether giving or receiving, we all know it carries meaning beyond money. Today, I invite you to travel deeper with me into the definition, meaning, and power of the tip. Hospitality, my friends, is not only an industry, it is a culture of care, a philosophy of service, and the science of human connection. In hotels, restaurants, cafes, and service institutions, we often hear about profit, management, customer service, and satisfaction. But let us never forget the foundation of hospitality is the human heart. And in that heart-to-heart connection between guest and employee lies a small but powerful symbol of gratitude, the tip. So, what is a tip? Is it just a few coins, a folded bill, a simple extra payment? Or is it something deeper, an act that transforms duty into dignity, service into passion, and work into worship? Let us reflect deeply. Definition of tip. By definition, a tip is a voluntary amount of money given by a customer to a service provider in recognition of good service. But in hospitality, definitions are never just words, they carry spirit. And so, tip has also been understood in many forms. 1. T.I.P. To ensure promptness, a promise that service will be swift, attentive, and caring. 2. T.I.P. Token of instant praise, a way of saying thank you now, not later. 3. T.I.P. Touching individual performance, rewarding the human effort, not just the job. 4. T.I.P. Trust in people. Because when we tip, we trust that service deserves appreciation. Thus, a tip is not only a transaction, it is a symbol of gratitude and respect, historical and cultural meaning. History tells us that tipping originated in 17th century England when patrons would drop coins into a box labeled "to ensure promptness" in cafes. But in truth, tipping existed in many cultures long before that. In Ethiopia, in Africa, and in Asia, we find traditions of showing gratitude with gifts or tokens. A tip, therefore, is not foreign. It is part of the universal human desire to honor service. As the saying goes in Ethiopian wisdom, "The hand that gives is the hand that blesses itself." When we give a tip, we bless not only the worker, but also ourselves, because gratitude always multiplies. The psychology of tipping. Let us go deeper into the human mind. Why do people tip? Psychologists tell us it is not only about rewarding service, but also about expressing identity. A guest tips because they want to be remembered as generous. A guest tips because they want to reinforce a relationship. A guest tips because they experience joy in giving, which in turn increases their own satisfaction. Thus, tipping is a cycle. Good service, to gratitude, to tip, to motivation, to better service, to more gratitude. This is not economics alone. It is psychology, sociology, and humanity woven together. Expert voices. As Howard Schultz, founder of Starbucks, wisely says, Customers will never love a company until the employees love it first. Tips, therefore, are tools of love. Love for service, love for performance, love for people. As Michael C. Sturman, hospitality researcher, teaches, incentives like tipping directly connect performance to appreciation. They encourage staff to consistently deliver their best. And as Danny Meyer, a world-renowned restaurateur, reminds us, hospitality is present when something happens for you. It is absent when something happens to you. A tip is often the guest's way of saying, "Thank you for doing this for me, not to me." The spiritual dimension of tipping. Now, my brothers and sisters, let us not forget the spiritual side. Tipping is more than money. It is gratitude in action. The Holy Bible says the worker deserves his wages, Luke 10:7. The Quran teaches generosity, and whatever you spend in charity, He will compensate it, and He is the best of providers. Quran 34:39. And in Ethiopian Orthodox wisdom, it is said, "A thankful heart makes the hand more generous." So tipping, my friends, is not only business, it is blessing. It honors labor, it respects dignity, and it turns ordinary service into sacred work. Why tips matter deeply? Let us break it down into 3. 1. For employees, a tip is recognition. It says, "I see you. I value your effort." It boosts morale, increases income, and creates passion. For guests, a tip empowers them to express gratitude beyond words. It makes them part of the hospitality experience, not just receivers, but givers. For the industry, tips create a culture of service excellence, build guest loyalty, and uplift the brand. Without tips, service becomes routine. With tips, service becomes... My dear friends, let us conclude. The definition of a tip may be simple, but its meaning is profound. It is money, yes, but it is also gratitude, motivation, culture, psychology, and spirituality. A tip is the seed of appreciation that grows into a tree of excellence. A tip is the bridge between guest happiness and employee pride. A tip is the invisible handshake of gratitude that keeps the soul of hospitality alive. So I say to you, never underestimate the power of a small tip, because sometimes the smallest coin carries the heaviest meaning. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening with your minds and your hearts. If this message inspired you, please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe, because when wisdom spreads, service rises, and society shines.